Hello, my name is Angel. I know a lot of you guys know me already, but yeah, I'm gonna. I guess I wanted to make this video talk about something that I recently did about a week ago. As of October 1st, 2022, I officially completed the Bible. This is my Bible. It's beat up. Finished all of it, and it's exciting. I wanted to share what I've learned and maybe some advice I can give you from reading the Bible. Of course, I am not a pastor, preacher. This is for entertainment purposes only, right? I don't want someone come after me and be like, "You said I'd be this." Well, sorry, I just finished the book. Okay. um, yeah. So how did I read the Bible? Keep it simple. Uh, Short video, guys. Not long, I promise. I read the Bible. Well, first of all, it took me about 7 years, from the age of 14 to 21. I read the Bible. Very impactful book. Now, of course, it wasn't a priority for mine, when I was younger, but as I got older, I definitely did pursue it more, especially in the last year. Me being 20 years old, I decided that this year I was going to finish, and a couple of days after my birthday, after I turned 21, I finished the Bible, which is exciting. To be 21 and finishing the Bible, it's a lot of wisdom, at a young age. But it's exciting. So it took me about 7 years. How did I read it? I read the Gospels first, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and then Genesis through Revelations. And then throughout that time of reading Genesis to Revelations, I read I read Proverbs. So it gained a little bit of wisdom. Proverbs and Ecclesiastes are my personal favorite books. So best books of the Bible. No, I'm just kidding. They're all great books. But yeah, how did I? So that's kind of how I read it. Now we're gonna go into what did I learn from it. Well, the main thing that I learned from it, and I can share with you, is that I learned that I really know nothing. With a lot of wisdom and stories and the things that you learn from this Bible, it really makes you think. And for me, I felt like I was getting punched left and right. So much conviction and so much things where I realized that I was at fault. But I realized that there's so many great men and women in the Bible, but not only in the Bible, in the real world, that I can learn from. So many amazing people. It allowed me to humble myself and to be willing to be open to hearing different opinions, different thoughts, and really kind of decipher it. Now, I say this, with learning all these different opinions and thoughts, you need a filter, and that filter is the Word of God. So um, that's kind of how, what I mainly learned, what I took away from it. I realized that, in the race of life, I'm barely putting on the running shoes. I still got to get to the starting line and be willing to run. So, yeah, it was a lot for me, but it was a big impact. Um, that being said, as I progressed in reading the Bible, I've also gained new interests, such as reading philosophy, um, such as people like Aristotle, Socrates, Copernicus, who was someone who learned from Aristotle or liked his teachings, Plato, all these great men that you've heard about in high school, but you didn't really care about. Well, it was as I educated myself and as I kept learning the Bible, that's just something that opened to me, right? The way that people think, the way that our philosophies are organized. Um, and that's kind of what I learned. We'll keep it simple. I'm not going to go into a whole, you know, I learned all this because I want you to learn it for yourself, right? Um, Now, that is what I learned from it mainly for me. But what advice can I give to you? The advice that I can give to you for anyone who's already in the faith: finish the Bible. First of all, finish the finish the Bible. Just finish it, um, but do it open-heartedly. I know we hear this from different pastors and preachers, and we don't take it for granted. We take it for granted. And the fact of the matter is, read the Bible, because there are, sad to say, but there are preachers, pastors, different teachers that kind of manipulate the word. And if you don't know the word for yourself, you'll never, you could be easily swayed. So please read the Bible for yourself. I encourage you, read the Bible, all of it. I know that sounds funny, but that's the best advice that I can give you. Now, people who are not of faith, it may seem very odd, and maybe you've been hurt by someone that claims they're a Christian. I understand you. I truly do. I want you to understand something, and I'm not a pastor or a preacher, so this is for entertainment purposes only, but people that have been hurt by people who claim they're Christians, please, just like everyone, don't put us in a box. Christianity itself is so broad, and there's so many definitions. if you were hurt by someone that was a Christian, or you felt that, you kind of put them together, right? Christianity and God, they're like this. But there's some people that claim they're Christians, and I tell you, they are far from the Lord. So please, I implore you, do it for yourself, right? Of course, you might have questions. Oh, my grandma was a Christian. Where was God when he needed me? Or, where was God when I needed him the most, and all these things. Sometimes, in the midst of our battles, sort of the best thing that I can teach you is this, right? I'm pretty sure I heard this somewhere. Plus, I'm not a philosopher, so, but the teacher is always quiet during the test. So when it gets hard, maybe that's something that he wants you. He wants you to reach out. Maybe raise your hand, ask a question. Hey, I don't understand this question in the test. That's what you're gonna do during the test. So, like I said, the teacher's always quiet during the test. So be willing to learn. Be willing to open yourself. Do not be closed-minded. And I know that sounds weird and that may sound odd, but please don't be closed-minded in reading the Bible. If you come in with an open heart and open mind, you will take something out of it. I can guarantee you that. But that is my advice. That is what I learned. Not a philosopher, not a teacher. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.